Hey guys, it's Speed Stacking Maniac, and today I have with me Jordan Neuman for a podcast. What do you say?
Hi guys, what's up?
Alright, so we want to do this for like 30 minutes. We'll just have a little informal conversation about stacking topics that are relevant to this day and age. And I have a list with me of things we're going to talk about. First of all, obviously, Gen 5, and I want to get the ups and downs on it. He and I are just going to talk about that together. So, obviously, we all know about how, as of now, it's September. This timer here, the Gen 5 timer, will be imposed in all tournaments that are sanctioned in person. So, with that, all my future Florida tournaments that I host are going to be with this timer as well. So, Jordan, with that, you said you were not going to attend any tournaments except for maybe Florida because of that?
Okay, so since I really miss everyone, and I've been going through like a lot of like depression because after juniors, I started I started my junior year, and I really miss the feeling of like being with my friends, and with like being off Team USA. I'm not gonna be really doing that many stuff with like stacking anymore. But then I realized I actually have to do community service for a school, and apparently you can judge and do some of these competitions for service hours. And also, a good thing about that is you can no I can see my friends again, and I can also just stack there for once. I won't care that much about records, but I only just care about like seeing my like friends, because honestly that's what tournaments are like all about. It's now because now with like the record resets, I'm not gonna focus that much about records. I'm just gonna focus about like being with my about being with my friends, because honestly that's what I think the sport is like all about. Just being with people who like you, and like you guys get to talk about the same thing to each other, and it's amazing. And that's why I would just do it now. That's why I would only go to the Florida ones.
Yeah, well, that's a good answer because there are definitely two types of stackers. One is the kid phase that I call it, where you
Yeah.
you have fun with it. You're just thinking about how you're gonna do at the tournament, and it's cool to see the older stackers obviously and ask for their autograph. But you're still in that phase of like you go there for the competition, and then it's a secondary benefit to see the people. But once you become an adult or like you just turned 18, so that's not like the exact age. Some stackers, they're 15 and they have this mindset, but it's a more mature view of going to tournaments where you're just seeing the people and that's what you like most about it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah. Especially now with like all this like reset stuff, I'm now I'm now focusing more on school, because I've here's the thing. I love tournaments that much that um that my mom told me if I would take you to another tournament, you would have to do better in school. So the only thing that I no, so I only did school just for the competitions, and I needed and for me, just school in general, I needed to like get something out of that. Here, like to me, like a grade didn't do anything like a tournament did. But now it's not. I realize how much it's taken over my life stacking, that I wanted to just like take a rest for a bit and not focus that much about records, and just focus more on school, and then I would go back to seeing my friends, honestly, because with like all these old stackers like Dalton and Randy and Josh, they don't focus on like breaking records now, because they're like like they're like in college and stuff. So that would now describe me, because I'm not gonna be taking stacking that seriously, because the record reset, which basically, if you don't know, they reset no the WSSA and SPSAC. Well, they're both the same thing. Um, they resetted all of the no all of our records. They are now legacy records. So now we're gonna be breaking hopefully new records soon. So that would be cool. And yeah, that's what I think about it.
That's what I was gonna say. Is you finished really strong compared to other stackers. Like obviously the UK stackers got what they wanted. Jaden Coggins and Simon Lee got what they wanted. with their last tournaments, and you, when you were juniors and even the Florida tournament, you really got what those goals that you wanted right at the very end before the records were reset. So I just wanted to congratulate you on that, and the other people as well that may be watching.
Yeah, thank you.
So the next thing on the list I wanted to discuss is a question from Austin Neighbor, which is, I'm sorry, before we get to that, I wanted to bring up the WSSA rules and regulations for the upcoming season, which you've probably read already, right, Jordan?
I think so.
Yeah, so maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I'm gonna just let everybody who's watching know if they haven't heard about it. So this is what it says for the summary on the WSSA website. So for the 2021 to 22 season, the area of concern is the transition between the 6-6 and the 1-10-1. In practice, stackers have blended this transition in a way that we allow, but it is in conflict with the current rulebook, so we have updated the language to align with how this transition is performed by stackers today, and how we judge this transition. Our intent is for these changes to be more permissive to stackers. Here is a summary of the changes that stackers and coaches should be aware of. The Gen 5 timer must be attached to the mat with both buttons and in the correct orientation. So, what that means is when you have your mat, and I'll aim this down so you can see me, Jordan. When you have the mat laid out, you can't have it like this. Right? Because some stackers were wondering, Daniel Kern specifically, if that was allowed, says it's not for tournaments. But that's to be expected. Next up is stackers cannot use a single hand to activate more than 2 pads on the timer. So for example, putting your hand like this, covering 3 pads, and I'll show the people who are watching, you have your hand covering like that. So some people were doing that, but that's not allowed in the tournament either. Up next is stackers must start the timer with fingers on the top pads, right thumb on the right thumb pad, and left thumb on the left thumb pad. Okay, but then it says this: stackers must stop the timer with both hands. Okay, stackers can touch cups when starting and stopping the timer, but they cannot hold cups. We already knew that. And then the G5 timer mat must be used at all WSSA sanctioned tournaments, but older versions of the mat and timer can be used in online and recreational tournaments. Yes, we already know that. There's a part of this that apparently, because there's a difference between stopping the timer like this, and then you can also, with your thumbs literally on it, and then having your thumb pads, like this meaty part of your hand, which is what everyone's doing basically, which still is allowed in the sense that if you are finishing the 3, you can't really hold the cups because your thumb pad's way back here, and that's still clean. So I think that interpretation is accurate, and if so, then that would be not too bad, honestly. So that the stops aren't that tedious. I don't know if you were aware of that.
I actually wasn't.
Yeah, so maybe that'll help you. I can't believe you got 540 with actually pulling back with your thumbs, because I used to do that too. I actually would finish the stack and then have to go like dun dun instead of all at once.
I saw that.
Yeah, you did. All right, next is this. Stackers in the standard age groups must use 4-pad mode at all WSSA sanctioned tournaments, but stackers who are special stackers will use 2-pad mode unless they choose to stack in 4-pad mode. Which I don't know why they would choose to do that, but it's up to them. Side judges are no longer needed for individual and doubles finals. Now that is what I actually got in trouble for when I hosted the 2018 Florida tournament, because I only had 1 judge per table during finals and SOC for individuals and doubles, and so now it's no longer required. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I know. Like, doesn't like everyone like do that for those like small tournaments, because it's not like that big. It's like 30 people, so like they would only just get like 1 judge. Like I know it's like Mid Atlantic, because they like made it look like it was like U.S. Nationals or Worlds or something, because they actually had like 3 judges. No. Here they actually had 4 judges, so like they had like one here like at the table, 1 on the side, 1 in the back taking the time, and then 1 in front of the camera taking on the time. So it's like why would they need you to do that? It's like not necessary for that.
Yeah, so that's one thing that we can for sure say that WSSA did right, I think, because they have been making some minimalistic change recently like that, such as getting rid of they've first of all they did away with the stickers that you would have on your jersey
Yeah.
during juniors and worlds, uh, for example, and also when they hand out the relay sheets, prelims sheets, and individual and doubles for prelims, they no longer have to hand them out to every single person. They'll just give it to the team coordinators and then say, "Here, you can do it. Disperse them among your team." And I think that's brilliant.
Also, they have this on like each sheet they actually have like a QR code. So instead of finding the ID, they actually scan the QR code and then they put in the times.
Yes, you can do that on your phone
Yeah.
too. And I hope to implement that at the Florida tournament. I don't know if it's just for juniors or for marquee tournaments, but I will ask Coach Lisa about that. And then next, just so I can finish reading these and get them out of the way. One more actually. Judges are no longer required to say the stacker's name, age group, and event to the camera in order for a potential record to be verified. They may do so if they like, but it is not needed to identify the stacker. And I think that's a big one.
Yeah, okay, so what are they gonna do? So like, if they don't know like who the stacker is, and then like they don't even have the tag, how are they gonna know which person it is to figure it out? Like if he has like a potential record, that's
Exactly.
confusing.
So I guess, unless I'm missing something, they might, by logic and deductive reasoning, they might revise it so that, because what happens is they send you the list of records to submit potential records, and you send the video to Kaylee Diedrich. So maybe it's like, okay, submit the video for this particular record here, and then they assume that that's him.
I know why. At Juniors 2019, they literally took the final sheet and then like they pointed it like at the camera and then they like pointed the name of the person who's gonna go up. So maybe like we should do that.
Maybe, yeah. You know what? I like that idea. I'm gonna have the judges just simply do that. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, yeah, because it's gonna be simpler.
Exactly. And for my small tournaments, Kaylee's gonna be able to distinguish between different stackers, what age group and what round even. So
yeah,
she's just had so much experience on top of that. Next, topic was from Austin Neighbor. Where do you see stacking 5 years from now? So my answer would be 1.5, 1.8. I'm just kidding. But for Gen 5 records, do you think that we're going to see a 1.4 or even a 1.3 in the future with Gen 5?
Probably William Morrell is going to get that, but he has been doing amazing. He already has a 1.3, a 1.7, and a 4.5.
Yeah, 138.9, 174.
He has like a 139. So I think first we need to see him like at least get like a 155, and then like it'll get slower because like when you stop the timer with like the Gen 5, it's really hard to like get it in like that exact way. So I honestly see that in the future, but it's just like he has to go like 1.2 speed honestly if he's gonna get that 1.4. I like 1.3 speed. I don't know.
A lot of stackers have had this complaint where it's probably going to end up like when they finish, they miss the timer like Ji-Wei Wu back in, you remember that video? And those have to keep going like that. Like you saw that with the Gen 4 during SOC with William Morrell. He stopped it and it wouldn't, and that was for, I think, 333 SOC.
Yeah.
But thankfully, they let him redo it. If they didn't, I felt like there would be actual outrage then and there, not just behind their back. I feel like there would have been a massive boo in the crowd. But thankfully, WCSA was sensible and let him try again. Sorry for the little tangent. Next is we see Stack 5 years from now. So there's your answer, right, for what times you expect to get and who do you think is going to set the pace. I definitely think it's going to be William Morrell as well. I thought Chen Kangian was right when he first got those records months and months ago, that was going to be close to the limit. But no, William Morrell just blew him out of the water, and Chen Kangian hasn't used him since. I don't think he even has the timer compared to William Morrell.
Yeah. I found out that Chen Kangian is like, he's like not gonna focus on stacking this year because of like everything going to begin with like the G5, and then maybe like next year he's gonna maybe get it, and I don't know, but I hope that like he's gonna realize that he might not win first place at these tournaments because of like how you set the timer. I think that he's won like around like 60 tournaments with first place overall finishes, and I heard that Coach Allen holds all of his trophies. Most of his trophies are being held by his coach because he's won so many that he can't even fit it in his entire house.
That's insane. I mean, this is the only big trophy I have right here.
Yeah,
Everything else
same
is
here.
up here, and it's just really tiny. Here's Jordan's trophies.
Yeah.
You can see them there
Yeah,
on the top of his
those are
cube
mine,
shelf.
right over there. Yeah.
So the next topic is, and just so I can answer the 5 years from that question is, I think it's going to be at least 1.5 for sure, at least a 1.9, probably 1.8, and then a low 5. I don't know about a 4 just yet, but it is indeed in the realm of possibility. And that's for the near future. In the far future, unless the WSSA takes stuff back or they update it and make a new timer, Gen 6, Gen 7, I don't know how that's going to work, to be honest with you. But in the long-term future, if it's still Gen 5, we're going to see a 4 probably.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. My mom was like,
That's
she
okay.
was crazy. Like...
Next topic here. We've only gotten 1 out of 4 covered in 16 minutes. Good gracious. All right. Future tournaments. And so what I want to pull up here is the tournaments page, and we'll discuss each one individually. And we're going to refer to United States sanctioned tournaments, starting with WSSA, and then we'll talk about Key and Lynch in a little bit. So October 23rd, as you know, there's going to be the 13th Annual Connecticut State Sports Stacking Championships. Have you heard about that?
Yep, I heard about that.
Yes, so, and then November 20th, St. Louis, Cornucopia of Cup Stacking Tournament. So those are both with a great distance from, like, the airport. So it is almost an hour between those and the venue.
I really wanted to be at St. Louis.
But there is, for one of those, I think it's Connecticut, that there is a flat rate for the hotel of only $92 a night. So if you're looking to go, that's going to be the cheaper option, I bet. But then Cornucopia of Cups, that's in St. Louis, Missouri. And you want to go there just so you can sing, I am in misery. I'm just kidding.
Are you going to both of them? Are you going to both of them?
I don't even know. Probably at least one.
Why not?
Well, just because I'm moving out soon and I gotta save money.
Amazing, dude.
I just spent $700 on juniors.
Dude, St. Louis for you, it would be like an easy first place finish for you. Easy.
First place finish for me where?
St. Louis.
Doubtful, because we're gonna see stackers who haven't competed except for juniors going to there, because I know it's not in New England, but they'll still go there, I think, especially since we're getting older now. Years and years have passed, and now we're adults and we can go there ourselves.
No, really. Connecticut will be more competitive because we have Tyler, we have Peter, we will probably have William, Polly, maybe Dalton. Most of the fast stackers will be going there than St. Louis because St. Louis went down when Carson didn't get like first place at most of the tournaments now.
Okay.
And then it was like Evan Cloud, and then now these recent tournaments people are getting like 10s, and then they're getting first place overall.
Here's what I have here, and this is pretty crazy because we have 3 people already signed up for Connecticut. We have a 13-year-old male, a 22-year-old male, and a 68-year-old male. Not sure who the 68. Maybe it's. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? It's probably Tyler and Gary Farmer. No, Tyler's older than 22. He's got to be, because by then I'll be almost 22. So scratch that. Maybe he's still 22 at that time. Beats me. I'll have to ask. But there's 2 from Delaware and 1 from Rhode Island. Now Peter said he's the only stacker in Rhode Island. I think. But yeah, we're gonna have a Rhode Island stacker who's not Peter going to this tournament, and that's something of note. And then finally, we'll talk about Kian having his own official tournament that he's hosting, a Cup Stack USA, or technically a PYRA, P-Y-R-A, his sanctioned tournament, which is going to be great. I wish the best of luck to all the people that are going and competing in that. I don't know that I'm going. But Coach Lisa actually said in her email that we're going to read that we actually are not allowed to wear Team USA jerseys at tournaments that are not WSSA because we're not
I heard
representing
that
them.
at the Cup Stack events, she told us to not wear the jerseys at the Cup Stack, the ONL Cup Stack event in Oceanside, California. So that's what she said.
Yeah, I'd probably just wear like a junior's shirt. I don't know.
Or just wear like a plain shirt. I'm gonna
Wear a
next
plain
time like
shirt.
I'm gonna go to like compete. I'm gonna wear like a plain shirt.
Yeah, you're gonna go Josh Hainsel style. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I think. If I wear like a plain shirt, I'll probably do okay because it's also like really comfy, and I never wear this stuff. I was honestly hoping this year that like they would make it more like old style. Like you know, on Saturdays we can wear I mean like we can like wear these plain shirts, and then Sunday we can wear our Team USA shirts.
Okay. Well, let me know which tournaments you're going to, Jordan, and if people watching, please comment below if comments are available, which tournaments you're going to as well. If they are not available, just PM me, DM me in Messenger, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Next, we have the new Team USA discount, and we're not even going to bring up top global stackers just because we do not have the official results for that yet. But for the discount, that's going to be available all this month for those of you who are in Team USA. $50 off of a $100 purchase. And I think it's pretty cool. $5 shipping for whatever it is. All right, just that little announcement there. And let me go to my email just so I can read off the other terms and conditions, if there are any, because topic after this I think is going to be really interesting. So I want to save best for last. Here's what it is. It says SpeedStacks coupon code, $50 off an order over $100. You can only use it once. So these are the sets that are still available. If you haven't checked the SpeedStacks website, we have the Junior sets, Gold Pros, Green Pros, and the G5 Madden Timer that I already have. I already have a small stain on my, it's mysterious stain. I don't know how it got there, but on my USA G5 Madden, and I'm not too happy about it. I'm a little bit sad, but it's okay. So you can visit the link if you got the email for your Team USA from Lisa, and there's also another code that you can put in your cart if you want to do that. So the final topic we have here is the Stack Up 2021. Have you heard about this, Jordan?
Yep, I did.
Yeah, awesome. I just found out about this recently. It's going to be the first Stack Up since, we had 2019. 2020 was virtual, and now we're going back to in-person school events and libraries in churches and clubs and rec centers, and I think that's going to be really cool to see everyone back together again. Properly distanced, vaccines if they have it, masks, but safely getting back in person and stacking again. We have 185,000 registered stackers so far, and maybe we'll even get close to beating that 2019 record of 638,000.
Honestly, I'm not really sure, because since 2019, sports stacking has it dropped really down. We haven't Joshua. When did they had that record? When was the year that they held that record for the 600,000 stackers for Stack Up?
Here's what it was. So that one year we had 618,000 in 2015, 622,000 in 2016, 2017. There was only 578,000 stackers, so that did not beat the record. But then they broke it again with 624,000 in 2018. They just broke that 622, and then in 2019 was 638,000.
Yeah. Okay, here. So see, in 2019, before this coronavirus stuff happened, people were into the sport, but when the reality of the sport right now, it's crazy. Just see the people who take on our sport. We are not getting that many people for competitions. It's people are stop being the sport because of what's happening right now with the community. When Kean Lynch got taken off the team, everyone everyone decided to not take the sport more seriously than it is now. You see your favorite stackers leading the team. Josh Schwartz, and then William Morrell saying that he's going to be resigning from the team, and then he comes back on the team in 2021. That's like when um I I I honestly I hope that we break it this year, but like I'm not really sure because some schools are not even like they're not going to be like in person, so I'm not sure like how this is gonna happen. I was trying to contact like in 2020 about the 2021 Surfside tournament. They haven't contacted me back since. So like I think because of that they're probably done with the sports stacking. So I'm not sure, but I hope that we'll break it. But that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope we'll break it, but we'll have to wait and see. A lot of schools are indeed going to uh, refrain from participating for this year, probably. Um, but I think the design for the Cubs, at least, it looks like 2013, actually, in my opinion, but it's a little bit less blue, closer to a gray. But other than that, the schools that are competing, um, I support that. I encourage them to do that, and I'm happy that they're doing it. It really is going to be a toss up for sure. But as far as the pro stackers that you mentioned, they don't even do the stack up, so I don't think they're going to be in the picture as far as stackers quitting or disagreeing with Gen 5. The little kids in elementary schools, they don't care. And that's why that doesn't really matter in terms of breaking the record. But you did mention what does matter, which is that schools, some of them are still not back in person apparently, and that's I think a little bit overkill. Just to opine, put my opinion in there. Um, but those that are, hopefully that they will all, the in-person schools will be doing this, not giving up their sports stacking clubs, because I still want to see the sport thrive in schools and flourish and have kids becoming stackers, because that's how we all started, was in school, except for me, ironically.
Yeah, like I here I actually started when I just saw the Guinness Book Records OMG YouTube channel. They did something on Stephen Bergeron, and then I wanted to bring it up to my school, but then my school said that it did not really do physical education out. It did not really bring it did not really do physical education at all. So they like gave me all their cups, and then they just and then like I left the school. But then I was like devoted on to doing the sport that day. I remember like the first time I bought Uvu, I was like, wait a second. Yeah, yeah, that's what I think.
I really liked Uvu. That was fun. Hopefully
Yeah,
that we'll have it.
yeah. Wait a second. Can you talk to them quickly? I have a call. Good.
Sure. I'll finish this off, Jordan. I'll see you later, man. All right, thank you for joining me. He just left, but I'm going to finish this off here. So let's rattle off the last statistics that we have, the updated list for registered organizations for this year's Stack Up. So we do actually have two schools in Canada, both in the province of Quebec, that are going to be doing this. And so that's pretty good. I like that Canada is now getting back into stacking finally, slowly but surely. But then, let me see, there are 684 total organizations that are competing, uh, and all the rest of them seem to be in America. That's insane. So 682 in the United States and only two in Canada right now. Man, I hope that Canada's gonna get their numbers up. But if they don't, United States will hopefully break the record anyway. So last thing here in the state of Florida, let's see what we have. None of them are unfortunately near me, unfortunately, but we do have high numbers listed for the number of participants for each of the schools, which is good. We have Crystal River, Davie, Floral City, Homestead, Immokalee. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. My apologies. Jacksonville, Lake Placid, Lakewood Ranch, Melbourne, Miami, Naples, Northport, Ocala, Orlando, Palm Coast, Parkland, Parrish, Satellite Beach, Sebring, Venice, Wellington, and that looks like it's it. I said Orlando. Where was that? Is that still only two Orlando schools so far? Yes, I looked up. They're both pretty close to Javier. Maybe I can stay with him and then go and support the school with their permission. I'd call them first and get things settled and established for me to go and teach to the students there. But anyways, we're right at 30 minutes, so thank you very much for watching. I hope this was a good pilot and a first great start to a future of podcasts discussing all things sports stacking. And as always, have a great day.